Sorry I'm late, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Happy, what's that, Wednesday? Lord. This month is flying by already. Oh, come on. Good morning, Miss Honor Island. Good morning, Miss Nisa, baby. Good morning, Miss Nisa, honey. Good morning, Miss Cassandra. Happy Wednesday. Sorry, y'all. I'm running late and had to tell myself, slow down. It's okay. Good morning, Miss Shamika. Happy Wednesday. Good to see you. I had to tell myself, slow down, because we was running late this morning. Little Diva woke up late. I got to start going in there and waking her up again. We're getting toward the end of the school year, and, you know, we're getting a little lax. Oh, shoot. Good morning, Miss Janicia. Happy Wednesday, ladies. Can I see this? All right. Oh, where is? Good morning, Miss Ashley Reed. I apologize for being all over the place this morning. I need to restart my computer, so y'all give me a second. Says something's wrong, and I'm not sure what. So let's restart. Good morning, Miss Adiela. Good morning, Miss Monica. Good morning, Miss Valika. Good morning, Miss Patrice. Happy Wednesday. Oh, let me know, y'all, because Miss Natasha DM'd me and let me know that it was kind of glitchy. Is it glitchy? I think it's because I had my phone over here. So y'all let me know if that's the case. Actually, I can pull up Canva over here. So, go to Canva. Yay. It's clear today? Okay. My notification doesn't come anymore? Girl, YouTube, I don't know. Yeah, I think yesterday, y'all know I put the phone over here, so I think it was just where I had the phone at. So, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Thank you. Yeah, yesterday I was reading Exodus. I thought it was my connection very clear today. Yeah, I think it. Why y'all ain't let me know? Y'all had me on here talking. Y'all ain't say, hey, something might be wrong. Y'all gotta let girl know. I don't know. I was just running my mouth thinking it's clear. Nah, she DM'd me and let me know it wasn't clear. And I was like, oh. I said, well, I did move the phone. Y'all gotta let sister know. You thought it was your connection? No. Well, y'all are sweet. Y'all are sweet. Because no, it was definitely mine. It was definitely my connection. Good morning, Miss Stacy. Everybody thought it was that connection. Nah, it was me. I think it was because I moved the phone. So she was like, it was glitchy. I was like, oh, okay. I said, so I'll make sure I check with y'all in the morning. So if it is glitchy or you can't hear me or something like that, y'all let sister know so I can fix it. Oh, man, my computer is doing the most right now and not the best. I need you to do the best and not the most. Okay? I need you to do the best and not the most. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Now we're rocking and rolling. Yeah, y'all let me know if it's at any time if the connection gets bad, because it definitely could be me. So today we are talking about day 3. Good morning, Miss T. Miller. Good morning, Miss Carletta. Happy Wednesday. Day 3 is I am not just the responsible one. Ooh, there's a whole bunch of noise going on. Sorry if y'all can hear all that noise. Y'all know the Cody Cottage is outside, is detached from the house. So day 3, I am not just the responsible one, meaning we know we're supposed to be responsible, but that's not our identity. That's not our value. So our Bible verse is 1 Peter 5:7. We all know this verse. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. He cares for you. If you don't think anyone else cares for you, he lets you know in this verse, he cares for you. So cast all your anxiety on him, all your worry, all your frustration. So our affirmation is, I am more than what I do for others. My worth is not in my responsibilities, but in who I am. And who you are is royalty. You're a princess. You're the king's daughter. Our devotion is, growing up, you may have been the one who looked after your siblings, kept the house in order. You know, if you didn't have siblings, you just may have to have came home and made sure that, you know, the meat was taken out the freezer. We know how it was. Or handle things when no one else could. It became a part of your identity. And I think that is especially true as Black women. Like, listen, when they look, y'all know they had that TikTok. Good morning, Miss Nikki. Y'all know we had that TikTok, I don't know, was it last year, where the guy was saying his mom taught him, I think he was Indian, or let me not get that wrong, but he said his mom taught him if he was ever in trouble or if he ever needed help to find a Black woman. And the Black woman was upset because that is not a compliment. And it is not a compliment, right? However, I do like that people look at us in a caring way, that they believe we are caring, that we are warm, right? But we need help too. I think that's what people fail to realize. we also need help. We also need someone to run to when things get bad, right? Or when we're not feeling it. We also need someone to help us, okay? To carry the burden or whatever it may be. So growing up, you may have been the one who looked after siblings, kept the house in order, or handled things when no one else could. It became a part of your identity. But today, God wants to remind you, you are not just the responsible one. Your worth is not in what you can handle, fix, or carry. Your worth is in the fact that you are his daughter. You were never meant to carry everything alone. Our journal prompt is, when did I first start believing that my value was in what I do for others? That is a really good journal prompt to go back and think about it. Like, when did I start attaching my value to what I could do? You know, how I could perform. You know, we've talked about performance. How can I remind myself that I am valuable just for being me? Our action item today is practice receiving. Whether it's a compliment, help from a friend, or time to rest, accept it without guilt. So let's read our verse. Very simple verse. We've heard this verse time and time again. 1 Peter 5:7. It says, Lord, give all your worries and cares to God, for he cares about you. Okay, that is a promise. He cares about you. Give him your worries. Give him your concerns. Give him your frustrations. Give him everything that you can't handle. Oops. You can give it to him, right? You can give it to him. And he can handle it for you. Yesterday, I was reading Exodus after I got off of here with y'all. And I had to write me a whole little thing because I was reading Exodus and I was like, I wasn't reading like the first part of Exodus. I was reading like later on in Exodus, and it was talking about, you know, how Moses, the people crossed over the Red Sea on dry land and all that kind of stuff. And then, you know, he was leading them, and then like they got to, I forgot what it was called, but they couldn't drink the water, and it was like, what are we supposed to do? And then they got somewhere else, and they were like, what are we supposed to do? I was like, Lord, thank you for not letting me be Moses, okay? Listen, you do not have to be Moses, okay? I said, Moses had a very hard job, okay? First, he had to save these people. That was a struggle within itself. And then he's trying to lead the people, and they ain't like, when he did just save us, like, help a brother out. No, they were still like, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? Good morning, Miss Giovanna. Oh, girl, it's okay. We have the replay available. But happy Wednesday. But I was just like, and that's sometimes how we feel, like we're doing everything. There's no appreciation. There's no thank you, especially as mothers there or parental figures, you know, even aunties, they be like, oh, auntie, where the money? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, what about just loving me for me? Like, why is it what I always got to do for you? You know what I'm saying? No. People should love us just for us, not for what we do for them, okay? I can say honestly, my husband loves me for me, because it's definitely not what I can do for him. Not that I don't do things for my husband, but your girl, I don't, listen, I was talking to my mom when we went to lunch, and I was like, she was like, da 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 da, you know, my mom's real old school. And you got to do this and you got to do that and da-da-da-da. And I was like, listen, Mama, I love my husband. I do. I said, I'll do anything for him. I said, but I have also learned from being married before, from being a mom, from everything that I've been through, that I got to keep a little for myself, okay? I got to keep a little Nicole back for myself, okay? I cannot pour everything into everyone else. I got to keep a little for myself. So you got to keep a little for yourself, ladies. So how does a feminine woman of faith understand that her value isn't in what she does, but in who she is? Okay. You have spent many years being the dependable one, the strong one, the giver, the fixer. But part of embracing softness and true femininity is realizing this: your value is not measured by your usefulness, your resilience, or how much you can carry for others. It doesn't matter how useful you are, because we know being useful, you get used, right? It doesn't matter how well you bounce back from things, or how much you carry, what load you carry for other people, whether that is at home, you know. And that's not to say there are times in relationships where maybe we have to give the 80 and the other person give the 20, right? Those times happen. When I was sick, my partner at the time, he had to step in. The guy I was dating, I wouldn't say he was my partner because we weren't married or anything, but he had to step in and do a lot of things because I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? So those times happen, right? But we can't tie our value into what we do for others, okay? We can't let people put that on us, okay? Your worth is not found in what you do. It's in who you are in Christ. So here's how you can begin to understand your God-given value and open your heart to receive, okay? Because you were made to receive as well. Unlearn performance-based worth. Somewhere along the way, you believed if I'm not needed, I'm not valuable. If I stop doing, I might be forgotten. Remember what we talked about the other day with having the credit? You know, we do these things sometimes because we want the credit. Listen, I'm so over having credit. You could look at me and be like, she don't never do nothing. I really will not care. And that's not to say that I don't do anything. It's just that, you know, I don't see my worth in that. My worth is I'm showing up. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. You know, I'm bringing the joy. I'm bringing the love. That is what I look at when I'm coming. If I bring something or if I do something, because, you know, I am the dessert lady. I'm the one that makes the treats and all of that. I can make it cute and all this kind of stuff. I got a little skills, but that's not my worth, right? That's not what it is. And I honestly, excuse me, y'all. Honestly, after I got sick, I stopped running myself to the ground just so I could be seen, right? Because sometimes we just do those things to be seen. You already seen by Jesus. You already seen by he sees you all the time, everywhere, all the time, right? You don't got to be seen by them other people. If I can't carry it, I've failed. We got to get rid of all of that. We really do. We got to stop letting people put that on us as well. We have to sometimes, I think I've said this before, you do not have to accept everything, right? You have the right to reject things. You have the right to say, you know what? No, that's not for me. No, I don't want to do that. Oh, no, I can't take that on. You have the right to do that because people do that to you, right? Well, I know for me, people do that for me. My kids will be like, oh, no, Mama, I can't do it. Listen, Ryan Avery, when she was maybe a few years ago, because she's only 25 and be 26, but maybe a few years ago, you know, I'll be like, well, Ryan Avery, can you know, do this for you? No, Mom, I can't do that. I got to study. I got to do this. I got to do that. I'm going here with my friend. Da, 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 da. You know, them kids will do that to you in a minute. In a minute. And I'll be like, okay. We have to start doing the same. If it's not something we want to do, if it's not a part of, you know, our schedule, if we simply just don't have the capacity, meaning we are tired or we just don't want to, we have to start telling people no, right? God says, you are precious and honored in my sight, and I love you. Isaiah 43:4. Let me read that again. You are precious and honored in my sight, and I love you. In his sight, you are precious and honored. He loves you just who you are, as who you are, not because of what you're doing. Understand that you are loved because of who you are in him, not because you're useful. No longer tie love to labor. You don't have to overgive to earn love. You don't have to prove your strength to deserve rest. Okay? Again, rest is not a reward. Jesus gives us rest. He rested. Lord rested on the seventh day. Rest is available. We just have to take it. You don't have to be everything to everyone. I know sometimes we feel like we got to show up all the time, right? Well, let me speak for me. I can't speak for other women. We got to show up all the time. All the time. We got to show up for everything. We got to show up for every event. We got to show up for every gathering. Good morning, Miss Patricia. Happy Wednesday. We got to show up all the time. Wearing ourselves thin. I stopped showing up for everything a long time ago. Listen, Riley started band, marching band. Y'all know she started this is her first year of high school. I did not go to every game. I went to a few games. You know, I did not go to every meeting. I did not go to everything. If I did not have the capacity to do it, if it didn't fit into my schedule, I was not rushing or turning things around or any of that to be there. She knows I'm her mom. I love her. I'm proud of her. I've shown up for things. She knows this, right? You do not have to prove your worth by being everywhere at once. I recently just said to someone I have been doing for years, I have been guilty about my decision. Oh, you said no to some. Oh, nah, don't feel guilty about that. Good morning, Miss Jenny. Good morning, Miss Kami Lexi. Sorry, y'all digging in my ear. Happy Wednesday. It feels good to say no and put myself first when things aren't aligned with my schedule or peace. And even if it is aligned, even if you just don't feel like it, Miss Lisa Honey, it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. People say no to us all the time. And we have to understand that we have that same right, okay? That is available to us as well. You are still worthy even when you are still, okay? Even when you are not holding it up or all together, God still holds you. Like we said yesterday, we are safe, right? He still holds us. He still protects us, okay? He still can carry everything for us. He said he would. He said he cares for us. He will carry all our burdens. Stop glorifying struggle. Being able to handle it all is not a badge you should want to wear anymore. Choose ease where God offers it. Rest where he invites it, and help when it's available. Okay? Be able to allow ease in your life. Like this morning when I was rushing, I was like, Lord, listen, I love y'all ladies, but I have to sometimes take my own advice. And I was like, if you're a few minutes late, Nicole, it is okay. Don't rush, because Riley wasn't feeling well last night. So honestly, I thought that she was just going to stay home, but she came in my room about later than what she normally does, and she was like, oh no, I'm going to school. So I was happy about that. However, that caused me to run late, and you know, I was coming back home and I was like, oh, I gotta do this, and oh, I forgot to put the affirmation in Canva, because I try to do that every day, so I'll have it already, so I kind of could just copy paste or tweak it later on when I'm writing the devotional. I was like, oh, I didn't do this, I didn't plug this in, and oh, I gotta run out to the cozy cottage, even though I could do it in the house. But you know, I like coming out here in my own space, right? Because my father-in-law, he comes in the morning, not that he interrupts us, but you know what I'm saying. That was the whole purpose of one of the purposes of me having my own little space. So I had to tell myself, it's okay. The ladies will still love you even if you're late, right? They'll still love you. They'll still be here. And who can't be here, oh well, it's okay. It's okay. Ooh, I gotta get my braids redone next week, y'all. So, yes, there's power in saying no. There's power in saying no, you know. Yes, thank you. It's good to know that because listen, your girl was. I had started that rush, and I was like, when you rush, when you don't take your time, you make mistakes. And I was like, you know what? It's better for me not to rush and be late than make a mistake, or to hurt myself or have a fall. Because again, I'm coming. Y'all know. I had to tell my husband this the other week because he didn't know. No, not my husband, my mom. I had to tell my mom because she was saying something and I was like, my hands be weak sometimes. And she was like, your hands still weak? And I was like, yeah, my hands still be weak. My feet, sometimes they don't act right, because of the side effects or whatever. So I was like, sometimes I got to walk slow because I might fall. I seriously might fall. And I was like, you know what? Let me slow down. So people still love you. Okay? People still love you. People are understanding. They're more understanding than we think. Okay? People will understand if you can't show up. People will understand if you're late. Okay? People will understand if you need to take your time. Now, that's not to say disrespect people's time or to abuse that or whatever. We still need to be respectful, right? But if that's not how you roll and something happened or you had to slow down or take your time or be late, people understand. It's okay. They don't think less of you just because you were late, right? They don't think less of you just because you had to take a bit extra time. No. She lets herself be held instead of holding everyone else. Thank y'all for understanding. And see, that's all you got to say. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for understanding. That's all. She learns to receive without guilt. Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. I didn't read this verse. Isaiah 40:29 says, he gives strength to the weary, increases the power of the weak. That's a good verse. I didn't mean to skip that. Isaiah 40:29. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. YouTube is Naturally Read. Learn to receive without guilt. God doesn't just want you to pour out. He wants to pour into you. Stop deflecting compliments. I hope in the year 2025 that we have learned if someone gives us a compliment just to say thank you. I hope in the year 2025 we just say thank you. We don't have to give an explanation of where we got it from, that we got it on sale, unless they ask. We don't have to give an explanation that it was, we found it in our closet. We don't even have to say, you know what, I tried something new today. We don't have to say nothing else. But thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, I appreciate that. Oh, how sweet. Thank you. That's all we got to say. That's it. You ain't got to do nothing more, okay? But just say thank you. Just give your note of appreciation. You ain't got to do nothing more. Nothing else is required, okay? I think we do that because we are not used to receiving. We are only used to giving, okay? And we have to get out of that. If someone pays you a compliment, all you got to do is say thank you. You don't have to, in turn around and give them something, whether that's a piece of information, an explanation, you don't got to give them nothing. And I'm saying this, but I still do that sometimes too. I'll be like, oh, well, I got it from so. They ain't asked me that. Okay? They did not ask me that. The Lord is really teaching me to mind my own business. Okay, and I don't mean that in a like I'm out here minding folks' business, because I'm not. Yesterday I went to Target. My husband got some more glasses. The man loses his glasses more than anybody I know. Okay. Since I met him, I think this is his 4th or 5th pair of glasses. That, and probably the 3rd pair that I've picked up. Okay, because y'all know he don't be here. So he for some reason went to this different Target, which is actually a Target I used to love to go to. So he goes to the Target Optical. That's what's easy for him, and plus Targets are everywhere, so he's able to. Anyway, now I'm explaining stuff. I don't gotta explain that. Anyway, so I was going to the Target to pick up his glasses, and I was in the parking lot. I had parked, and I had parked kind of close to the front entrance. Usually I park in the back because I like to get my steps in. But there was the space, and, you know, I was trying to get done. I had already spent too much time at Hobby Lobby, so I was like, let me park right here. When I say I have a habit of parking by the carts, okay, because that makes it easier for me to put my cart away. Because if y'all ever listen to Joyce Meyer, she has a thing about putting the carts back, okay? I don't even remember it at this point, but that's always stuck in my head about putting the cart back from her. So I was like, let me park here. It's the spot right by the cart. It's up front. So I'm sitting in my car, and I'm looking at something on my phone. This lady pulls next on the other side of the cart, right? Because the cart carrier thing, and then there's a space. But there were 2 spaces. So y'all know how people pull through the space and go to the other space, so they'll be like they backed in. So she was trying to do that. She was in this SUV. I don't know if this poor lady couldn't see or what. She ends up catching part of the cart. I don't know what that's called, but y'all know it goes between these 2 things. She ends up catching on one of the things. It ends up catching on her tire, here's your tire and here's what's over it. Your girl is obviously not an auto mechanic or anything, but it ends up catching right here. And she pulls the cart carrier or whatever through the thing with her. And she's still going. Okay? You remember that? Yes. It's still going. It's pulling with her. She's still going. And I'm like, lady, you don't feel that thing. You're carrying something with you. You're carrying that thing with you. Stop. Slow down. Stop carrying it. Stop carrying it. And finally she stopped. And then she looked. Like, she didn't get out the car, but she kind of looked. And then she backed up. So I was like, okay, she see. Because at this point, she hadn't really damaged the car. Kind of, sort of, but not a whole bunch. And so she backed up. Do y'all know this lady did it again? And this time she messed up the thing. Like, it was coming off. Her whole back bumper was about to come off with that part of the wheel. And I was just like, I shook my head. And I could have got up. And me in the past would have got out and been like, lady, stop. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I told y'all, I have learned that I do not insert myself in places unless people ask me to. And then even if they ask me to, I still have the choice to say no. Okay? I was like, I'm not getting out this car. In fact, the Holy Spirit said to me, Nicole, move your car. The woman she went through, she finally stopped. She got out the car. She looked. Baby, she went inside the Target. I said, this is what, go on park in the back of that parking lot. Because listen, baby, I don't have a Lexus yet or a luxury vehicle, but I parked back there like I had one, okay? In fact, I parked right next to a Lexus, and I see why they park back there so y'all don't mess with their stuff. I went and parked back there, and I was like, and it was so funny, when I went and parked back there and I started walking back up, she had left. Right, I moved my car. I was like, whatever she had to do in Target, she had to do. But at that point, when I was walking back in. I was walking to go into Target. She had came back out and she had left. So I was like, well, I don't know what happened, but whatever she made. And you never know. Maybe she had a prescription she had to pick up. I don't know. But it wasn't none of my business. And that's the whole point of the story. You ain't got to insert yourself in places, okay? You ain't got to do nothing more, okay? You are not called to get out there and direct traffic or help or any of those things. Now, I'm not saying don't be compassionate. I'm not saying any of those things. I am saying stop putting yourself in places inserting yourself in places where people don't ask you to, okay? You are not the help. As much as sometimes they would like for us to be the help, you are not the help. You are not the help. Did I say that? Okay. Stop deflecting compliments. We talked about that. Stop saying I'm fine when you're not. Yesterday I had to have a cry. I really did. I had to cry. I just needed to get it out. I just needed to cry. And I walked with my best friend yesterday. And I started tearing up and she gave me a hug and I felt better. It's okay not to be okay, right? It's okay not to be fine. It's okay to cry. It's okay to let it out. It's okay to let people know that you're not okay. We walk through with this fake mask on. We're fine. We can handle it, and we can't. And that doesn't do anything but physically manifest in your body, and you don't want that. So it's okay to not be okay. Start letting yourself be loved, supported, and restored. You ain't got to be out here being hard, okay? Allow yourself to be loved. I had to allow my best friend in the middle of the park, well, it's not really like a park, but on the sidewalk while we're walking to hold me and give me a hug because I needed that, right? I needed it. I had to allow myself. I wasn't like, wait, or I allowed myself to be loved, supported, so I could be restored. So I could get this cry out that I needed to take and go on, right? Allow yourself to be loved. Allow yourself to be supported. And even if no one is there physically, allow God to love you. Allow him to support you. Really take seriously what he says in his promises, that he cares for us, to give it to him, to give him all the heavy burdens, right? To carry the light and not the heaviness, okay? Stop, receiving is not weakness, it's worship. It says, I trust you, God, to take care of me too. I think that is a great way to look at receiving, because receiving has a bad rap, right? We're thinking, oh, receive. We're supposed to be giving, blah, 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 blah. We're supposed to give, la, 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 la. And yes, we are, right? But it's okay for us to receive too. It's okay for us to be loved on and cared for. And again, if you feel like there's no one in your life that can do that for you, know that you have God. And you have me. Like, y'all, I hope y'all know that at any time y'all can reach out to me. Listen, I have a certain time where I go in and answer DMs. I have a certain time where I go in and answer comments, unless, for whatever reason, I do it another time. But I do answer them. I don't want to say, I've always been a praying person, right? Let me just say that. But y'all notice I don't come on here and I don't do a prayer, because to me, prayer is very, very personal, right? But if you would like for me to pray, I like to be invited. That's what I'm trying to say. I like to be invited to pray for people. I don't just assume that, I know that everyone needs prayer and I pray for y'all is what I'm saying, but I don't do that here because I like to be invited. If you need someone to pray for you, if you need someone to talk to you or whatever, I'm available. That's what I want y'all to know. Good morning, Miss Renee. Happy Wednesday. Receiving is not weakness, it is worship. Yes. Okay. It says, I trust you, God, to take care of me too. Because we trust God to do things in our life, right? We trust him to take care of the people in our lives. We trust him to fix things, right? Or handle things. But we have to trust him with us too. We have to trust him with our hearts, right? To care for us, to love us as well, okay? Embrace identity over productivity. You are no longer the helper, the doer, the caretaker. Even if physically you may be in the position right now of doing those things, that is not your identity, right? Yes, I am a mother. Yes, I am a wife. Yes, I am a grandmother, but I am Nicole first. I am God's daughter first, okay? Before I'm any of those things, I was not born into this world being any of those things. I was born into this world as God's daughter, right? And I go back to that identity every day. That is who I am first and foremost before I'm any of those other things, because I couldn't be those other things without God, right? I couldn't carry those responsibilities and do the work that I have to do. Being a wife, being a mom, being a grandma, being a sister, being a daughter, I couldn't do any of those things without the Lord. So I am his first, okay? So be his first. Talk to him. Let him love on you. Let him find rest in him. Let him care for you, okay? Do those things. You are always his daughter. You are always beloved. You are always a masterpiece. I love that. What's the verse? Your God's handiwork. We talked about that a while ago. How we are beautifully and wonderfully made. Like, don't forget that. Don't forget that you are beautifully and wonderfully made. You are God's handiwork. You are his masterpiece, right? Masterpieces deserve to sit up there, and you deserve sometimes to be admired, adored, loved, cherished, cared for. You deserve those things as a masterpiece, right? You are wonderfully and fearfully made. Like, you deserve those things. So don't deny it. Don't keep it from yourself. And if, like I said, if there's no one there to give it to you, allow the Lord to. Yes, we are all princesses of the Most High God. That's right, Miss Jenny. Absolutely. You instill that verse in your daughter. Very good. Absolutely. You are a temple of the Holy Spirit. And to be a temple, baby, you got to be built just right, right? You got to be, you got to, they build temples with care, okay? With intentionality, with love, like, because this is where, you go to worship. So they build temples with a lot of intention. They take their time. They make them into masterpieces. They put art, beautiful art in them. They now churches have these cafes and all these other little things, right? Because they're very intentional, right? They make them places where, you can go and feel that warmth and love. That is how God made you, right? He made you a temple. Okay. Jeremiah 1:5 says, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. Seasoned, soft, and set apart. You are seasoned, soft, and set apart. Good morning, Miss Ashley. Happy Wednesday. Psalm 46:5. God is within her. She will not fall. Yes, God will help her at break of day. Lord, you are kind, thoughtful, and merciful. We thank you for your Lord, for your good word and love. Amen. Amen. An affirmation you can say is, my worth is not in how much I can give, do, or carry. I am valuable simply because I belong to God. I am safe to receive. Listen to this. You were set apart before you ever lifted a finger. When you were born, God set you apart. He said, oh, this is my special, precious daughter. Before you even did anything, before you cried, before you crawled, before you walked, before you went to school and got good grades and helped mom and dad and all of those things, you were set apart. You were set apart. So, Let me read the affirmation to you again. Okay, we certainly can. Let me read the affirmation to you again. Day 3, I am not just the responsible one. Our Bible verse is cast all your anxiety or your cares, both, on him because he cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. Let me pull this up on. Growing up, you may have been the one who looked after siblings, kept the house in order, or handled things when no one else could. It became part of your identity. But today, God wants to remind you, you are not just the responsible one. Your worth is not in what you can handle, fix, or carry. Your worth is in the fact that you are his daughter, princess. You were never meant to carry everything alone. Our journal prompt is, this is a very good journal prompt. I hope that you journal about this. When did I first start believing that my value was in what I do for others? How can I remind myself that I am valuable just for being me? Our action item today is practice receiving, okay? Whether it's a compliment, help from a friend, or time to rest, accept it without guilt, without explanation, okay? You don't have to give back, okay? And I think a lot of times we don't want to accept things because we think, oh, well, what do I got to do? Stop. Take that expectation off of yourself. Like, God never said that, right? Take that expectation off of yourself that you got to turn around and do something else, right? Thank you, Miss Ashley. That you got to turn around and do something else. Take that expectation off of yourself, okay? And just say, this person just wants to do things for me because it makes them feel good. And that's enough. That's enough. Doesn't it make you feel good when you help someone out? Doesn't that make you feel good? Why would you want someone to take that from you, right? So why would you want to take that from someone else? Y'all know I listen to a podcast. Let me see, what's the name of her podcast? I always forget. The Dr. Daff Show. And she was talking about, in this podcast, she talks about femininity, but she talks about it from a biblical standpoint, right? And she talks about it from a biblical standpoint. And hold on, y'all. Okay. Anyway, she talks about it from a biblical standpoint, and she was talking about femininity, and she was kind of talking about men, and she was talking about independent women, right? And that we all should have, we should all be able to take care of ourselves, right? We should be self-sufficient, right? But she was like, when she was growing up, she was talking about how she would be like, she didn't want anyone to do anything for her, right? She felt like she was putting people out if they did stuff for her. And this even applied in her dating life. Like, she didn't want men to open the doors for her. She didn't want, like she was saying, she wouldn't let a guy buy her movie ticket because she did not want anyone to do things for her because she felt like a burden. She felt like she was being put out. And she was saying she learned later that letting people do things for her, or the person that she was dating do things for her, made that person feel good. That made that man feel good. It made him feel like a king. It made him feel like he was taking care of things, taking care of her, you know, that type of thing. And I can say that that's very true. When my husband came in here, he put together my desk, he put together my chair and all of these other things, and got my computer and stuff in here, and he was waiting for me to say, thank you, you did a good job, oh, I appreciate it. You know, he was looking for me to say those things because that makes him feel good, right? That makes him feel needed. That makes him feel, I belong here. Like, she wants me here, you know. I'm doing stuff for my wife. I'm making her happy. That makes him feel good. And that makes other people feel happy when they do things for you without you expecting to turn around and do things for them, right? It is okay. It is okay for you to take off that expectation that you have to turn around and do something else in return. You don't. Let somebody do something for you today. Whether that just even simply is a compliment. if that's someone keeping the door open for you. You know how you're over here and someone is way over here and they decide, because this person is me. I don't care how far you are. I'm gonna hold the door for you, okay? I'll wait. I got time. I will wait. I will hold the door for you. And a lot of times people be like, oh, that's okay. And I'll still stand right here. Stop saying it's okay. Let them hold the door for you. There's nothing wrong with that. You deserve it too. Let them hold the door for you. That's you too? Yeah, I'll hold the door for you. Stop saying it's okay. It's okay. Oh no, I'm taking my time. Take your time. They made the choice to wait. Let them do it. I made the choice to wait. I made the choice to open the door for you. That ain't got nothing to do. That's just what I want to do. I feel like that's rude. It's just how I am. So let me do it. Let me do it. Especially after I've been sitting there a while. And then you be like, no, that's okay. I've been here, lady. Let me go keep the door open for you. Let them do it. Stop saying it's okay. It's fine. Let them do it. Listen, I'm going to close this out, but I wanted to show y'all your girl got a bit of redemption, okay? Y'all know our bunny. I said, tonight, I'm going to work on this money. I'm going to slow down. I'm going to pay attention to the directions. And I figured out what I did wrong, too, because I slowed down and I paid attention. Now, she's still not perfect, but she's cute. She's cute. This is what pretty much she was supposed to look at now. I could have did better on putting on her eyes and her little nose. But you could see, you could clearly see that she is a bunny. Here, we don't know what this is. We don't know what she is, but you could clearly see that. She's a bunny. She's a bunny. See what happens when you slow down. See what happens when you take your time, right? See what happens when you listen, when you follow directions, when you trust the process. Yes, you see the progress. You see the progress. She thought it was so funny. Baby, it was funny. I told y'all, I keep this just for a good laugh. I'll be looking at this and I just bust out laughing like, girl, what was you doing? What was you doing? Right? She's cute. She's cute. She could be better. She could be better. Like, she don't look exactly as, tailored as the ladies on the tutorial, but we getting there with practice. So I think I'm going to do the bunny one more time. And then I think I'm going to do a flower coaster. We gonna see. We gonna see. We gonna see. But I'm proud of my bunny. Love it. Waiting on that recipe book. Please don't have me. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You're first. Gave me a smile to start my day. Baby, if you need a laugh, listen, I recorded that when I saved that story and I put it on TikTok. And Sheena hadn't seen it. And when she saw me yesterday, she said, what was that you crocheted? I was like, it wasn't no bunny. Listen, I followed directions. I was like, listen, my bunny don't have to be bigger. We gonna follow exactly what the girl said. And there was a point that I missed because I was not taking my time. I was not slowing down. I was trying to hurry up and get done because it was late and I wanted to hurry up and do this for the cozy cottage because it was the first day, right? So I wasn't listening. I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't taking my time, and I thought I knew. Let that be a word for someone. I thought I knew what I was doing, and obviously I did not. So there was a part where I was supposed to like turn it around, and I didn't do that. So yesterday, when I was taking my time and listening to the tutorial and watching it again, and she did that, I said, oh, I didn't do that. There you go. This has been a great devotional. Have a blessed day, ladies. Thank you, Miss Cassandra. All right, well, I pray and intend that y'all have the most amazing Wednesday. This week is almost over. This month is almost, listen, it's already April 9th. That's crazy. This time is flying by. Like every day I say that to myself, oh my gosh. Like you don't realize until you become an adult and you get older that this time really is flying by. These kids will be out of school soon. But anyway, me and my father-in-law were talking about that last night. I pray and intend that y'all have the most amazing day and rest of the week. I will see y'all tomorrow, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. We won't be rushing. We will be coming on here, and I hope that y'all will be here as well. I love y'all. Have a wonderful day.